Hello everyone, it's Becky from Ivy's Corner here, and I am back to draw another little tangle for you. I'm going to be creating a texture tangle today on my little tile. I've got a 2" by 2" square tile here, and we're going to be drawing a tangle called Swarm, which is a really nice one for texture and kind of adding into the background if you want to kind of add something but you don't want anything too dramatic. Obviously you can shade it as itself as well, or cushion shading works really well for this tangle. Also on tan tiles or colours you can add it and add a little bit of highlighting too, but we're going to keep it simple for this one. I'm going to go straight in with my pen, and this is a Zentangle HQ pattern, and it is a really nice one, as I said, to learn for sort of texture and things. And you can go quite small with this. I'm going to go reasonably large because I want to kind of keep this video short for you, so it's just a demonstration of the tangle. If you wanted to draw a string first in which to fill, then you absolutely can do that. I'm just going to go straight for it on my little tile here. And I'm going to start with my PN pen by drawing a single line, a straight line, like so. Now I want to aura this line, so I'm going to turn my tile so I can see the line that I'm auraing because I am right-handed and that works best for me. I'm now going to draw another line. I'm going to aura this line, but I'm going to make it slightly shorter than this first line that I placed, like so. And then I'm going to aura that line again, making it slightly shorter, and then just keep repeating that process, making the lines a little bit shorter each time, until we get to a point where there's just a dot at the end. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my tile and aura along the side of this little triangle that I've created. I'm going to leave a little space, similar space to the spaces I've left between my aura lines here. I'm going to leave a space and aura this whole side, like so. That is going to be the base of my next kind of triangle of lines. So I'm going to continue to aura this line, and each time just making this slightly smaller so we reach a point where there is just a little dot at the end. Turning my tile, I'm going to do the same thing, auraing along this side of the next triangle, and then just repeat that process. So this is a very simple tangle, but it looks really effective once it's all completed. Turn my tile, and I'm going to go all the way around this, but you can take it off in different directions. The nice thing about triangles is that they tessellate very well, obviously. So there's my next one, and then you can see they're all slightly different shapes and sizes, but that's fine. I'm going to just fit another one in here, ending at the corner. And so if you wanted to, you could actually just kind of keep your swarm in these little kind of circular setups like this, but I'm going to go ahead and fill my tile with these shapes. So I'm just going to continue auraing, choosing one side of a triangle that I've created. This is quite similar in construction to the Tangle Indie-Rella. I believe I've done a video on that one on my channel, so maybe I'll link to that for you. But it's a good one to kind of compare and do together. The curves on Indie-Rella mean that it gives it the opportunity to shade for much more dimension than this one would necessarily do. So you can see here I've ended up bringing that one kind of out in a funny way, and that this one is going to be super duper squished and a little bit of a wonky one, but that's fine. You can just experiment with how it's going to come out. And then just keep drawing these lines, taking your time. Let's go down this side. So just filling your space with these cool lines that create these interesting shapes. And this is a nice one to fill any space that you're not sure what to do with on a tile, if you want to kind of create some texture in a background or something. I'm going to start out here for this one and bring it down into the centre, I think, which is just another version of this, but obviously kind of keeping those lines on the same trajectory, which is a bit different. Let's do this, I've got a line here, so I'm going to bring this line up here and aura along. So you can do it either way. And just a few more to fill this space. One more here. So you can see here I'm sort of changing the way that I'm drawing it with a, rather than having the equal lines kind of going up like this one's kind of starting in the same point and moving along, but still getting smaller. And there's the point I'm going to start with. Let's bring this one from here. There we go. And maybe one more over here for now, and then I'll show you how I would shade it. There we go. So you can see this kind of interesting texture that's been created. Now with my pencil, I'm going to probably just show you some cushion shading with this, although maybe I'll show you a couple of little bits of other options as well. You can shade any of these different points of the triangle, so you could go along the base here, you could go along the side. I think I'm going to just pop a little bit in some of these here along the side of these, kind of taking the shading, I guess, perpendicular to where the aura lines are. So rather than following the aura line, going in the opposite direction, just to add a little bit of dimension. If you wanted to maybe just do shading where they intersect, that would be really cool as well. But yeah, lots of options. And obviously, as I mentioned, you can kind of go for a cushion shading. And so this would be just going all the way around the whole outside of the area where the tangle is sitting, and leaving some more space in the center that is the highlight for you. So I'm going to take this all around the outside, and then I'm going to get my tortillon, and I will show you, I'll do the cushion shading section first. So cushion shading is shading the outside and then leaving the highlight in the center, so darker on the outside, and you can see it kind of sends the corners of this tangle back and leaves the center kind of popping forward. And you can combine this with more specific parts of the tangle that you're shading as well, as I am here. So I'm using my tortillon on its side, and then within the individual elements I'm going to just do a little bit of softening of these lines to create a little bit of interest and depth, like so. So there you go, that is Swarm. Let me just pop another little line there, I think. And I hope you've enjoyed learning about that tangle. It's a really fun one to incorporate into your tiles and your artwork. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video if you enjoyed it. You can also check me out on Instagram. I'm at ivies_corner_arts. On all the social media channels, some variation of that handle. So I'm on TikTok and Pinterest, YouTube Shorts as well, and Facebook. So do check me out on there. And on my website as well, you can find lots of other information about Zentangle and some lessons as well. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.